Hi guys, this is Keith from Hardcore ASL. This is video 3. We're going to go through some common uses in language, vocabulary, and an introduction if possible. We'll keep it short and sweet as usual and make it interesting for you if we can. I know the attention span of most adults, and it's about 10 minutes, so we'll try to do less than that if we can. Okay. First sign today is a sign I want to teach you is name. So imagine like your two guns like this, and you go name twice, tap it, okay? So in the last video, we talked about pronouns and personal pronouns in possession. So for example, my name, so go my name, then I would spell it Keith, okay? So my name, Keith. Now, when you do it that way, you'll notice that there's no to be verb. There's no, my name is Keith. In ASL, they don't use the to be verbs. To be is to be understood. So you don't have to have that actually in the language. Another thing to remember regarding ASL is that the language is much more flexible than English. So by being that flexible, we're able to do different things and focus on trying to improve how we can communicate and get ideas across. So my name, Keith. Now I'll wait until later to actually teach you the alphabet. You can go on to many other sites. You'll find little cards on websites with the alphabet and other people doing the alphabet. I try to wait because I don't want you to become dependent on using the alphabet. If you're going to express yourself in ASL, you want to be able to do it without having to rely on finger spelling all the time. That's the sign for finger spelling, by the way. Okay. The next signs, which are signs that are kind of pretty important. But I always start off with my students with the sign for mom. So that's the sign for mom. So open hand to your chin. Now the reason for that is that American Sign Language is derivative of French Sign Language. And back when French Sign Language became more established, it was during the 19th century and in the Victorian era, that the men used to wear hats, almost like those stovepipe hats, and women would wear hats as well, like bonnets, but would tie them off underneath their chin. So in French and American Sign Language, the feminine part of the face is the chin. The male part of the face is from here up. So it's really the head. So if this is mom, it's natural to assume that this would be dad. Okay. The next sign would be, I'm only turning to my side so you can see me more in a 3D way. But if you do mom, this is mom, and this is dad. So grandma is like this, just two little bumps out. Grandma. And then grandpa would be the same, just up here, grandpa. Okay. Now man and woman. So this would, you start off where the sign is mom, and you come right down to where your sternum is in your chest. That's mom. The next one would be dad. That's woman. Then you start off with dad for man, and you go right here, and you come down to the sternum for dad. Okay. So to repeat, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, man, woman. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not hard to do at all. When we talk about the sign for boy and girl, okay. Boy, imagine like you're grabbing the brim of a hat. That's the sign for boy. And girl, is you take your thumb, this is also the letter A, and you can just kind of drag it along your jawline like that. That's the sign for girl. So boy and girl. Good stuff. The last signs I'll teach you, or at least in this context, will be brother and sister. So imagine you got two little pop guns like this. You got two L's on their sides going here. So this would be brother. Just your thumb to your forehead, you come down for brother, and your thumb from just about your side of your jaw down to here and you get sister. So brother and sister. Easy stuff. Let's also talk about the signs that you really need to know to start with. Deaf and hard of hearing. All right, so the sign for deaf, if you take your index finger right up to about that little nub right before your ear, but not going in your ear, just outside of it. You start here and you go down to the corner of your mouth. That's the sign for deaf. Okay. The sign for, so that means really what they're talking about for deaf is that issues with mouth and ear communication issues. Hard of hearing. Take the H from the sign for name. This is also the letter H, name. But you start here, you just kind of go back and forth, hard of hearing. Okay, you can see it. I turned to the side a little bit. Hard of hearing. The last sign I'll teach you is the sign for hearing. So hearing, hearing, hearing. So my hearing, or hearing, you could say hearing like this, like you're physically drawing the sounds into your ears with these three fingers. Hearing is so-so. Okay, so to recap, mom, dad, man, woman, grandma, grandpa, boy, girl, brother, sister, hearing, hearing, so kind of do it in a circular motion, hearing, deaf, deaf, it's back and forth, deaf, and hard of hearing, hard of hearing. Okay. All right, great. If you have any questions, just ask me. You can always type in the question on my YouTube channel, and I will look forward to seeing you all the next class. This is the Deaf Applause. Great job, and just if you have any issues, just go back and review it. All of my students still use YouTube and rewind and fast forward, and it's really an effective tool. Anyway, thank you for being in Hardcore ASL, and I'll see you next class. Thanks.